It's a little hard to believe, but there's a cow out there who thinks he's a dog. I mean, most people picture cows as these large, heavy animals that spend their time chewing cud, wandering fields, and standing around in groups, right? But Haru, this little brown and white cow, has completely flipped the script, wondered how a cow could become so close to dogs, or how he could fit into a family full of energetic puppies and playful pups. Stay tuned for today's video on Animals Need Love to hear more about Haru's incredible journey. The story of how Haru came into their lives is a bit of an unexpected one. Amber and Anthony Sullivan-Vo have always been dog people. In fact, when they purchased their new home a few years ago, their dogs were one of the main driving forces behind the decision. "We bought the house for the dogs." Anthony laughs when recalling the purchase. "Everything is for the dogs. Our couch is the dog's couch. We have dog treadmills." It's a lot of stuff like that. A decent amount of land in the new home that was great for their dogs to run around in. But there was one problem: the yard. Dogs, as wonderful as they are, aren't exactly known for their skills at mowing the lawn, so they decided to look into getting some goats to help with the upkeep. But, as they quickly discovered, goats are more interested in chewing on things like fences, trees, and, well, everything they shouldn't. After some trial and error, they decided that a grazer of a different kind, an actual cow, might do the trick. Enter Haru. Haru was a small brown and white cutie in need of a new home after being separated from his herd. His previous family could no longer care for him, so they decided to put him up for adoption. Amber and Anthony were immediately drawn to his sweet face. When they visited Haru's last home, they brought along a few of their dogs to help him feel more comfortable. Upon their first meeting, Haru appeared a bit nervous. He was shy and wary of humans, uncertain in his new surroundings. Although he didn't show much interest in the dogs, there was no sign of aggression either. It was clear that Haru was a calm, gentle soul, just the kind of animal that would fit perfectly into their family. After that meeting, Haru found his way into the Sullivan-Vo home, a place where animals of all kinds were welcomed with open arms. At first, he wasn't sure about the other animals. The dogs, for instance, were curious, but Haru wasn't quite ready to make friends. The first time that we met him, he's a little timid. He wouldn't really let us touch him. He would spend most of his time hanging out by himself, sometimes grazing on the grass, and other times just looking off into the distance, unsure of how to interact with these strange creatures. The dogs, meanwhile, were doing their best to break through his shell. They'd approach him cautiously at first, but over time they started to win him over. There was something about the dogs. Maybe it was their playful energy or their unrelenting affection that Haru couldn't resist. One of the first dogs he met was Molly, a friendly pup who, without a second thought, rushed up to Haru and started showering him with kisses. It was a little odd for a cow to be getting a face full of puppy love, but Haru seemed to tolerate it. In fact, he seemed to enjoy it. That's when the real magic started happening. Slowly but surely, Haru began to soften. He went from being a timid animal who kept his distance to one who was nuzzling the dogs and allowing them to lick his face. It was the start of a beautiful bond between the animals, one that would only continue to grow stronger as time went on. Haru's transformation was a gradual one, but it was clear that he was becoming part of the family. He started coming up to Amber and Anthony for attention, nudging them with his head when he wanted pets. And before long, Haru became a regular fixture in the family's daily routine. He started getting more playful. He gets zoomies a lot. He came out of his shell so nicely, and he started coming up to us, asking for pets. He'd be outside with the dogs, playing with them, lounging around, and joining in on the zoomies, the moments of pure joy when the dogs run around in circles, and Haru, despite his size, would happily join in. His big, clumsy movements weren't always the most graceful, but they were filled with joy and enthusiasm. He didn't care that he was a cow. He just wanted to be part of the fun, but it wasn't just the dogs who had an impact on Haru. The presence of the puppies they were fostering seemed to bring out a whole new side of him. Haru, it turns out, had a soft spot for babies. Whenever there were puppies in the house, Haru would make it a point to check on them. He'd nudge them gently with his nose, offering them a little nuzzle or a lick. He didn't seem to care that he was a much larger animal. He just wanted to be a big, gentle friend to the tiny pups. Some of the puppies were a little wary of Haru at first, unsure of what to make of this large, gentle creature. But it didn't take long before they were racing toward him, eager to give him kisses and get some attention in return. There's something incredibly heartwarming about seeing a cow and a puppy become best friends, and that's exactly what happened with Haru and the dogs. He didn't mind sharing space with them even when they wanted to snuggle up close. In fact, Haru seemed to thrive on it. When he saw the puppies running toward him, he would lower his head, almost as if to say, "Okay, I'm ready for my kisses." And when the pups would happily jump up to lick his face, Haru would stand there, content and calm, letting them shower him with affection. It wasn't just a one-way street either. Haru loved the attention and seemed to savor the moments when the puppies would snuggle up to him, licking his face in return. He adored these little creatures, and they adored him right back. As time went on, Haru grew more and more attached to his family. He developed a special bond with Amber, who would often find him standing outside her window, staring up at her as if to say, "Hey, don't forget about me." Haru had a way of making his needs known, and his quiet, patient way of asking for attention worked every time. Amber would give him pets, scratch him behind the ears, and just enjoy the peaceful moments with her gentle giant. It became clear that Haru had found his place in the world, and it was with this family who had opened their hearts to him. But Haru wasn't just a passive member of the household. He also played an important role in their lives. With all the work they did fostering dogs, Haru became an important part of the team. He was there to help comfort the puppies when they were nervous, to show them that they could trust humans and animals alike. He was also a calming presence for the other dogs, offering them a steady source of companionship and reassurance. Even though he wasn't always the most energetic or excitable member of the group, Haru brought a sense of stability to the household. His gentle demeanor and quiet strength made him a beloved member of the family. Eventually, the time came when Amber and Anthony decided that Haru needed a permanent companion. They could see that he thrived when he had someone to care for, so they brought in a baby brother for him, a small, shy calf named Mochi. From the moment Mochi arrived, Haru was on his best behavior. He showed the little one the ropes, teaching him how to navigate his new home and what it meant to be part of this quirky family. Haru would nuzzle him gently, guide him through the yard, and let Mochi know that everything was going to be okay. It was clear that Haru's role as a big brother suited him perfectly. The two would lie down next to each other, sharing space and warmth, and they would often be found eating together, side by side, in perfect harmony. Haru's gentle nature was a perfect match for Mochi's timid personality, and the two formed a bond that was truly special. As I think about Haru and the way he's grown into his role as the family's gentle giant, I can't help but marvel at the way animals can surprise us. When Haru first arrived, he was just a timid, wary cow who didn't seem sure of where he fit in the world. But now, he's an integral part of this family, playing with the dogs, caring for the puppies, and even showing his little brother the ropes. Haru has a big personality. He's curious, loving, and gentle, and he's one of the most special animals you'll ever meet. It's amazing to see how love, patience, and a little bit of cow treats can bring out the best in an animal. Haru may not be a dog, but in his heart, he's a part of the pack. Thanks for tuning in to Haru's heartwarming story. Do you have any animals at home who have formed surprising friendships? Drop a comment below and share your own stories with us. Thank you so much for sticking with us all the way to the end. If you enjoyed this story, please give this video a big thumbs up and share it with your friends. Don't forget to turn on the bell and subscribe to our channel, Animals Need Love, so you never miss any of our new videos. Thank you for your support. Wishing you all peace, happiness, and a little bit of extra love today. Take care, and we'll see you in the next one.